Oh boy! Hi to you guys, and welcome to the stream of the gaming and superhero news, the first topic only. So, yeah, hi guys, happy Monday. Over there with me is my lovely host, Tsunami. How are you, Tsunami?
Hail Empress. Hail Empress. Hail chat. How's everyone doing?
Yes,
Let's get to it.
how is everybody doing? Indeed. Let's see the chat first, guys. We have four topics that we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about the new news of Captain Planet, which is pretty exciting, and at the same time, it's not. We're going to talk about Clair Obscur, two topics, and lastly, we're going to talk about Larian's new RPG Divinity and the online backlash that the trailer got. So, hail in the chat to Roadkill, Thomas, Out of Context Empress, which is still Thomas, and Mike, and Tsunami are here as well, and just Walt just joined. So, hail! Yo, guys. We're going to have a bit of a shorter stream today, so if you like to support the stream, you have about an hour to do it. You really have to pack everything into an hour and something, but there's only four topics, so we should be good. We should be good. So now let me remove this lamp of the way. Great. And start with this very interesting thing. So I was waiting for Captain Planet to be somehow adapted for years since I was a kid, but you know that we live in very weird times where such a thing as Captain Planet could be turned into a freaking propaganda of sorts if they're not careful. But we're gonna discuss how that could happen or not happen. But now, Tsunami, I mean, give it a go, give it a try.
All right then. Captain Planet live action series and works at Netflix from Berlanti Productions and Appian Way. Exclusive. Captain Planet and the Planeteers' long-awaited live action adaptation is getting a big boost and a major twist. In a competitive situation, Netflix has landed for development Captain Planet, a live action series based on the cult animated show. Deadline has learned. It hails from Greg Berlanti's Berlanti Productions, Leonardo DiCaprio's Appian Way, and Warner Brothers Television, where Berlanti Prods is based. Oh my God, this Mrs. Davis, co-creator, executive producer Tara Hernandez, will be writing the adaptation of the 1990 environmental superhero animated series Captain Planet and the Planeteers, which ran on TBS and in syndication for 6 seasons. Appian Way previously spearheaded a live-action feature Captain Planet take. Originally set up at Paramount Pictures in 2016 with Glenn Powell co-writing with Jono Matt and potentially starring. The project never materialized, with the rights eventually reverting to Warner Brothers Discovery, though Powell has remained passionate about it as his star rose fast post Top Gun Maverick.
Cool.
Appian Way's DiCaprio and Jennifer Davison executive produce the Captain Planet live action series alongside Berlanti Prods. Berlanti, Sarah Schechter, and Lee London Redman. Powell is not involved, but Matt is a producer, sources said. Rep for Netflix declined comment. Conceived by Ted Turner, Captain Planet and the Planeteers follows 5 teenagers who tackle environmental disasters with the help of a superhero, Captain Planet. The animated series was produced by DIC Enterprises, or DIC, I guess, seasons 1 through 3, and Hanna-Barbera Cartoons, seasons 4 to 6. Berlanti is no stranger to the superhero genre. He built an expansive DC universe at the CW. This marks Berlanti Prod's second high-profile live-action series adaptation of a beloved WBD animated property for Netflix, joining the upcoming Scooby-Doo Origin series. At Netflix, the company also was behind hit thriller drama series You, co-created by Berlanti. Berlanti Prod's current slate includes NBC's Brilliant Minds and the CW's All American. The company's pipeline also included horror thriller Stillwater, based on the Skybound comics, which has a series order at Amazon with Berlanti and Carly Rae adapting. Mystery Foster Date in the works at Hulu, Dilettante, starring Jeff Daniels, set up at Apple, and a family drama at HBO Max. Environmental causes have been at the heart of Appian Way's documentary slate with projects such as the Emmy-winning The Path of the Panther, We Are Guardians, Virunga, and We Go Green, Finn, The Loneliest Whale, and Ice on Fire, as well as the kids' animated series Ozzy, Voice of the Forest. After a decade as a writer-producer on The Big Bang Theory and spin-off Young Sheldon, Hernandez co-created with Damon Lindelof
Lindelof, yeah.
and served as an executive producer and showrunner on Peacock's AI-themed limited series Mrs. Davis. She is repped by WME Berlanti Prods, is repped by CAA, Appian Way by LBI,
All right.
and that's like it's it.
Okay, let's see some comments here actually before we actually comment ourselves, because I just saw that there are comments. So this guy says, I can't believe they're going to ruin my childhood favorite show by turning it into a live action. I'm okay if they're going to do a Captain Planet comic, sure, but the Captain Planet live action, heck no. Well, on the principle, I don't think so. I think that in general, everything could be good if it's made well, and I want to see it. But since Netflix is doing it, since this guy from CW is doing it, and this guy is very hit and miss. And the guy that does Young Sheldon, I only seen the first episode, so I can't speak about how good he is, whatever. And this is so different. It's about superhero, it's about environmental stuff. They have to be very careful how they do this and not make it into a lecture, especially in today's times. So I'm not sure what the heck's gonna happen. This is like a bit of a recipe of a disaster when you factor in what year is it, and everything that I just said. But yeah, what do you think, Tsunami?
Even when I was a child, I thought Captain Planet was a pretty lame concept overall. The people that are associated with this, I'm just smelling a nonstop sermon about how we need to save the planet and blah, blah, blah. And they're going to jam a bunch of really divisive topics into this. Live action, what a horrible idea. If you really wanted to redo it, just make a cartoon about it. So I see a lot of trouble with this overall.
Well, I think it's gonna be, again, anything that's made in live action, if it's made well, could work. So, but I don't think that the people that are attached to this are competent enough to do it. Now, of course, that our planet, has real issues that we have to work on. That's a fact. That's not, a conspiracy or whatever. And Captain Planet did, showcase some of that. And that was like way back. Now we have more issues. God. But maybe if they make it somehow not lame and not that cheesy, maybe it's gonna work. Who knows? I have no idea. This is so, so difficult to imagine, being done justice in anything, even in a cartoon, because it's still today, it's still 2025. We're going on 2026, and this is going to come in 2026, probably. Who knows? Yeah. So it is a huge in the air, what the heck, and how is this gonna even work kind of a situation here. So let's see the comments.
Sure. They missed their window for this. Just last thing to say here. 2020, if this had come out, it would have gotten more support. Now, I don't think anyone cares, to be honest.
Well, we care. I mean, me and Logan
Amphibola
care.
rocks. Oh no, I mean like as a general like across the audience overall. There was a lot of push for environmental topics. Take away the superhero nature of it. They gained more steam in 2020 with the rise of electric cars and things like that, and people were more passionate about it, and that's kind of gone the way of the dodo bird, at least in America.
Mm-hmm. So it always depends on how they depict something. Sometimes they can frame it and package it in a very compelling way. So again, it's all about the writing and how it's shown. So we'll see. But I see that Logan wants to say a few things. So yeah, let's read the chat.
Sure thing. Amphibola rocks. Hello, who is Rob Reiner? Oh, yeah, we're not touching that one just yet. Maybe later. Welcome to the chat, by the way. Logan says Captain Planet was diverse before it was modern. Haha, hope it's not preachy. They have the potential to do something, but if they keep away from the propaganda. Walt says, yeah, okay, we're moving on past that. Okay, yeah, no, it's not. Truth says, Hail Empress, the rest of the gang. What's up, Truth? Logan continues with the creator of the cartoon was an eco-activist, but not from the modern ones like today. She really wanted to teach kids to love and respect nature and make a good action show. They should reach her out. Truth says, I don't think I want to see a Captain Planet show in this modern day. It's going to be insufferable. Logan says the original was never preachy and in your nose. Let's hope that this won't either. Truth says to Logan, and don't become Greta Thunberg. Indeed.
No, no,
And that's
please
it.
no. Okay, so yeah, it has potential, but it's risky. If the original was anything to go by, and it is, if they just follow that, it's not gonna be pretty. It's gonna be great. But yeah, we have another comment. We can pay attention to it as well. And hi to Chess Hair. Yeah, hi Chess Hair. Hi to
Harry
you.
Manley.
Yeah, I didn't
Harry
think you
Manley says,
looked.
I saw your pictures yesterday. I didn't think you looked like that. You look completely different in the stream somehow. Oh, what do you mean?
The Lara, the kind of a Lara Croft pictures. Well, I have red hair for one, and my hair is pulled back, which I don't show myself like with the hair pulled behind my head because it doesn't look very good. I mean, it's not that it doesn't look good, but it's like this. You see?
Yeah, one's more casual than the other. I mean, I still think that looks pretty good for you.
Yeah, but we're just not gonna see it. I mean, sometimes I do, I put these strokes of hair like that, strokes of hair, sorry, and I just like pull my hair like this, and it's like a bit more interesting because you have more like from the front, from the side, so I kind of look like an elf or something. But yeah, and that's my original hair color as well. So my hair color is just like Lara's color, excluding a few blonde, like natural blonde, uh, here and there, whatever that's called. I forgot the word. It's too early, guys. I'm forgetting words when it's so early. But okay.
All right. Walt
So
says it looks fine.
thanks. Well, yeah. Me and Tsunami here have an idea that maybe we can do about Lara. We'll see what's gonna happen.
Ah.
So yeah, I'm thinking about it. Okay, guys. So let's continue to the gaming news. And the first gaming news is Clair Obscur Expedition 33 dominates the Game Awards with Historic Game of the Year win. Let me remove the chat talk on the screen and gotta read that again because this is gonna become a future video. But yeah, we have to talk about the Clair Obscur Expedition 33, how it dominated the Game Awards. And yes, this is historical Game of the Year win because this is pretty much, it was a clean sweep. It didn't win only one award, which was for sound design, and shooter games usually get that. So I understand, of course, people think that Clair Obscur should get everything, but that's enough. Let's not get greedy. I mean, literally got everything without one. It's fine. It's totally fine. But okay, Tsunami, let's read the article.
Do you want to read the title again so you can start for a video?
I basically did that when I, reworded everything.
Okay,
So
sorry.
it's fine.
The 2025 Game Awards delivered a decisive and historic result Thursday night as Clair Obscur Expedition 33 emerged as the industry's clear standout, claiming Game of the Year and cementing one of the most dominant performances the event has ever seen. Held at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles, the 12th Annual Game Awards saw Sandfall Interactive's debut title not only secure the ceremony's top honor, but walk away with 9 total awards after entering the night with the record-breaking 12 nominations. The result firmly places Clair Obscur Expedition 33 at the center of this year's awards conversation and marks a major moment for independent studios. A breakout victory at the Game Awards. Published by Kepler Interactive, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 claimed victories across nearly every major creative category. In addition to Game of the Year, the title won Best Game Direction, Best Narrative, Best Art Direction, Best Independent Game, Best Debut Independent Indie Game, and Best RPG, illustrating the breadth of its appeal with voters. The game's music and performances were also recognized. Composer Lorien Testard won Best Score in Music, while Jennifer English received Best Performance for her role as Mael, further solidifying the title's critical reception across storytelling, audio, and character work. By the end of the night, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 had secured 9 awards, tying it among the most successful title in Game Awards history. A rare indie sweep on a global stage. The scale of Clair Obscur's success stands out not only because of its awards haul, but because it came from a first-time studio competing against major, long-established franchises. The game's nomination count alone set a new benchmark for the event, and its conversion rate on wins turned what could have been a crowded awards field into a largely one-sided showcase. While many years See Game of the Year split from category wins, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 managed to dominate both technical and artistic categories, signaling a strong consensus among jurors rather than a narrow victory. Other notable winners. While Clair Obscur led the night, several other high-profile games and projects were recognized. Hades 2 took home Best Action Game, while Hollow Knight Silksong won Best Action Adventure. No Man's Sky continued its long-running resurgence by winning Best Ongoing Game, and The Last of Us Season 2, sorry, it jumped on me again. What the
Mm-hmm.
hell?
Season 2
No, sorry,
secured. Yeah.
yeah, and Last of Us Season 2 secured Best Adaptation. The ceremony also highlighted future industry anticipation, with Grand Theft Auto 6 earning Most Anticipated Game, and if it gets pushed back anymore, we might see it win the same award at next year's Game Awards. A landmark moment for the Game Awards. Beyond the trophies, the 2025 Game Awards leaned heavily into major reveals and industry announcements, with studios unveiling upcoming titles tied to franchises like Star Wars, Tomb Raider, and Resident Evil. However, despite the spectacle and star power, the night ultimately belonged to Clair Obscur Expedition 33. The game's sweep represents one of the clearest statements the awards have made in recent years, that originality, cohesive artistic vision, and strong narrative execution can still outperform sheer brand recognition. As the dust settles from this year's ceremony, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 will likely be remembered not just as the Game of the Year winner, but as the title that turned the 2025 Game Awards into a defining showcase for what a debut studio can accomplish when every element comes together. End
Yes.
article.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, and look at that picture. This is funny. Okay. So, I mean, the game is great. I still have to play the DLC. So, this is totally deserved, of course, because it's the first super original game that just came out of nowhere. And it deserves everything in terms of the gameplay, the story, the music, everything is great. It's just full artistry on display, something that has a lot of heart and soul, and it's beautiful. So, there's nothing more to say. It's totally deserved. Some people say that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was robbed, but I don't think so. I mean, it's a good game for what it is. It's not my cup of tea, but you know, it's objectively good for many people and the effort that's put into that game. But this game is just on a totally different level. So if you have to pick the best of the best and just very, very good and great, you still have to pick the best of the best. This is just how I see it. So well deserved, and then we're gonna talk about the opinion of this guy, which is the next article. But before that, Tsunami, what do you think?
No, I agree 100%. The game absolutely blew everyone away when it first came out. For everything that the author already said in this, I'm not going to rehash it because I agree 100%. I watched the award show, and at one point in time, I was clapping too because I was a little nervous that they were going to try and play funny games with this particular title, and instead they did what they were supposed to do. So yeah, I thought it was absolutely great. And for the Kingdom Come Deliverance KCD2 people, I thought it was really cool that they showed a picture of them all like going out together after the award ceremony, and they were all like drinking and partying together. So it was really nice. I think KCD2 is a a fine game, a great game, but like no, this title absolutely needed to win everything, and I'm glad that they did. So
Indeed.
cheers.
Cheers, cheers. Yeah. Okay. So chat talk. Hi guys, anime night, and of course a game of culture, man of subculture game. So yeah, hi guys. Let's. I mean, tell us what you think about Expedition 33.
All right, truth says no. So, truth, I don't know what that is. Um, Thomas says it's well deserved for Expedition 33. Agreed. Hail, man of culture. Hail, man of subculture, I should say. Walt says that face. Let's see. Expedition 33 is a great. Hail, anime night. Welcome. Expedition 33 is a good game. Yeah, I agree. Truth says I might go back to it next year and buy the Game of the Year edition during its anniversary. Cool. Greetings, chat. KCD2 was a great game. And that's it. We're all caught up.
Awesome. Yeah, there's nothing really more to say, but we still gotta get to the other article though. Okay, let's go to the other article.
Cool. I thought this guy put it really well too
Oh
by the
yeah.
end of this.
Oh yes. So opinion. Why Clair Obscur Expedition 33 deserves to win GOTY. Let's read his opinion then.
I love a good story and good art. Please don't take me to a poorly written movie or show. I may annoy you as I tear it apart the whole time. Sorry to my friends who have experienced this. So, when a studio loves their craft, I can't get enough of it. There's something about how characters and beauty can truly touch the soul. Such has been the case with Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And for its millions of other fans, there is no surprise it won so many gaming awards, including Game of the Year. Let's dive into why there couldn't be a better game to win. Do you want me to read the awards?
No.
Okay, moving on. If you have somehow have missed the game that took the industry by storm this year, let me fill you in. Expedition 33 is an indie game made by French studio Sandfall Interactive. This turn-based JRPG dark fantasy starts in the post-apocalyptic Lumiere, a city thrown into the ocean 67 years ago after the fracture. Since then, a mysterious being known as the Paintress has wreaked havoc on humanity. Each year, she stands at her monolith and paints a number, erasing everyone older than that age. Every year, that number gets one smaller. Player comes into the game on the eve of the gommage of those aged 33. Humanity is running out of time. Each year, Lumiere sends an expedition to find the Paintress and stop her slow annihilation. None have come back. As you join Expedition 33, you discover the continent is not as it seems. Clair Obscur. Philosophy and the questions worth asking. The first thing that pulled me to Expedition 33 is its premise and the themes it explores. If I want to give something several hours of my life, I want it to mean something. This game has left me reeling in the best possible way. A quick French art lesson. Clair Obscur translate to light dark, a painting technique juxtaposing the two to more clearly see and understand them. A perfect description as the story explores such themes as love and loss, beauty and grief, hope and resolve, when everything tells you to despair, mortality and legacy. When you lose your parents and everyone you love at a young age, knowing you will die even younger, it forces you to think hard about your life and choices. How do you continue when all seems lost? How do you continue with the hole left by losing those you held closest? I have never played a game that has made me think so hard about my own mortality, how to make the most of our brief existence. But these are the questions we all either face or run from, but will find us anyway. Story and nuance. Clair Obscur goes beyond just the themes into the story itself. One scene you are filled with as much hope as the characters that maybe this will be the expedition to finally succeed, only to be met with another brutal reminder of how vicious the continent actually is. The characters share tender moments of friendship or a moment of lighthearted humor. I truly laughed at several moments and scenes, then felt hit in the gut, sometimes just a scene or two later. Light and dark, reality. Life is both beautiful and painful, and still we continue. And this is the first thing that sets Expedition 33 apart. Not just from modern games, but modern storytelling. How does one explore such a gut-wrenching view of reality with hope without becoming preachy? You let the story drive the conversation. You show reality for what it is and let your fans decipher what message to take. Treat your audience like it is competent enough to understand what you want to say without having to spell it out for them explicitly. Wow, that is a breath of fresh air nowadays.
Oh, yes.
Many have called the cutscenes cutscenes absolute cinema, and the team truly does lovingly bring the characters to life with award-winning voice actors and motion capture that makes the characters portray all the emotion and little idiosyncrasies of human behavior. But the true applause goes to the story writing. Reportedly, lead writer Jennifer Svedberg-Yen wrote up to 4 generations of backstory for each major character. You never see most of the backstory, but you feel it. Each character feels so grounded, so lifelike. The dialogue feels so natural. You forget for a moment you're actually playing a game, and you're never quite prepared for what turn the story takes next. Characters. There are already several who have analyzed the characters with more talent than I can, so I will simply hit the highlights. The way it portrays and respects both its male and female characters is truly refreshing. The fan favorite and my own is Gustav, a true hero in every sense of the word, yet flawed like any of the rest of us, a man of conviction and courage, truly the heart of the expedition. His dedication to saving his people, the tender, fatherly relationship he has with his adopted sister Mael, moved me to actual tears. The best compliment I can give is he is the kind of masculine example I would want my son to aspire to. In a society that either tries to tell him that masculinity is toxic or portrays its heroes as hedonistic narcissists, there truly is something healing about seeing a man who sacrifices everything for a future he will likely not see. Gustav is the kind of masculine example this generation needs. The female characters also receive the same depth and complexity. It seems that the gaming world has oscillated between two shallow versions of femininity. Either female characters are the eye candy that look like they're better dressed for the bedroom than the battlefield, or they're the feminist propaganda whose perfection and powerfulness outshine their male counterparts. Not so with Expedition 33. Each character has her own unique strengths and blind spots. The compassionate Sael, who wants her death to count for something, even if she does not think the mission can succeed. The curious and driven Lune, whose relentless pursuit to see the mission succeed leaves her a bit cold at times. And Mael. Oh, Mael. The orphan so uncomfortable in her society she'd rather leave with the last person she feels close to than wait for her own Gamache still 9 years away. True art. I wish I had more time to tell you simply how beautiful Expedition 33 is. The carefully crafted visuals, full of such detail as can only be given by an artist that truly loves what they do. The landscapes that truly make you stand back in awe or carry the emotional weight of the scene. Or the award-winning music that has gone on not only a French tour, but now a European tour already announced as well. The haunting vocals, stunning variety from French opera to jazz to EDM. Sometimes the music makes you want to dance while you battle, sometimes it moves your soul in a way words can't express. But through and through, this is a game made by people who love what they do. A team told not to put anything in that didn't deserve the overall experience. Nothing that simply tries to grab money. You mean there's a few people out there who make games because of the love of the craft, not because the corporate loves making money? A company that truly loves and appreciates its fans? A game that wants to tell such a human story and ask some of the most important questions about existence. A game that praises heroism, virtue, sacrifice, and laying one's life down for one's friends. A game that actually makes you want to be a better person. Wow, they still make it like that. Yes, they still do. It truly is a passion project, and you can feel it through and through. Gustav said it best, for those who come after. End article.
Ah, this was beautiful. Very nice.
Very well written.
Very nice. Very nice. I agree with everything, pretty much. I mean, there's nothing not to agree with. It's exactly like that. It has just a lot of depth and meaning. And you know, in today where Gen Z and whatever Gen X, these things are so stupid. You know, everybody are just thinking surface level about everything, and that's my problem about the next topic that we're gonna talk about as well. But yeah, everybody are just thinking surface level about the world and all of that, and they're just consumed by the technology in their hand and whatever. I mean, we need something that can still come to us through technology, but it's actual substance and meaning. So it's just great. I mean, there's many things that could be said about this. And I like how at the end you can decide whether or not to destroy the fantasy or just keep in it. There's just like little things here and there that actually gives the whole thing a lot more meaning, and it's presented in this package of a game. So you have an experience, and you have a gaming experience, but you still have this meaning and substance that makes you feel the feels and get in touch with something that's really genuine in anybody's soul. So that's the beautiful thing for me. And this is a great segue to the next topic, which is quite the opposite to me, but we're gonna get to that. So first, Tsunami, just let me know what you think.
Yeah, no, the author put everything out there that I would want to put in a much more succinct way, and I won't even disrespect it by trying to add in some of my nonsense. Well said, sir, whoever that author is.
Yeah, well, I think the author is here. There's always an author. Cham Lee. Let's go below. I think it's that. I think that's the person. Yeah, author Cham Lee, educator and researcher who enjoys travel across the United States. Mr. Lee is a bit in loom knitting. Okay.
Cheers to Chamley then.
Yes. Cheers. So yeah, what do you guys think in the chat?
Let's see. We stopped at KCD2 is a great game. True. Okay. Roadkill agrees. Well, what a well-written article. Bravo, indeed. True says, and they say we don't want women in gaming without taking into account that we don't like poorly written characters no matter what their gender. Well said. Of course, and I agree. That's it.
Okay, now I have to clench my cheeks really, really, really hard because we're gonna get to my pain in the butt topic right here. But first, we gotta read the article, and then we're gonna get into the actual topic and the pain in my butt. So, please, Tsunami, go give it a go. So, Larian's next RPG, I'm gonna just read the title. Larian's next RPG is new, Divinity, and it's even larger than Baldur's Gate 3. Well, this is not actually our problem at all, which we're gonna talk about, but still, let's read the article, so give it a go.
Larian says the new Divinity will be its quote unquote biggest game ever. Baldur's Gate 3 studio and RPG royalty Larian has officially announced and revealed its next game, a new Divinity title. Larian debuted its new RPG at the Game Awards 2025 with one of the more gruesome, unsettling trailers I've seen in recent memory. It starts by showing an emaciated, brutally tortured prisoner suspended by the wrists, before transitioning to a scene that initially looks a lot cheerier, some sort of celebration where people are eating, drinking, dancing, burning their prisoner alive. Thankfully, it seems like the people with the fire did the right thing, as the burning guy's skin gives way to the flames. He drips acidic blood that spawns roots in the ground that turn into horrific hissing flowers. Then his back erupts like a volcano of blood that shoots into the sky. Definitely doesn't seem like a chill dude.
What a
Anyway,
humor. Yes, okay.
uh, anyway, no platforms or release date plans have been revealed, but the good news is that there's definitely a new Divinity happening. And it's been described by host Jeff Keighley as quote unquote even larger than Baldur's Gate 3 and Larian's quote unquote biggest game ever. Also, it's actually just called Divinity this time, it seems. It'll promise more breadth and depth than ever before, Keighley added. Of course, we now know Larian publishing chief Michael Dowse was playing coy when he shot down rumors of a new Divinity Original Sin 3 game being revealed at the Game Awards. In hindsight, that was pretty clear confirmation that the mysterious Game Awards statute was teasing a new Divinity game. While we wait for the new Divinity, here are all the video game release dates we know about right now. End article.
Mm. Okay, let's get to the meat of things. That was a pretty subtle explanation of the trailer. So, I'm not sure how to approach this because this is going to be very controversial and I need my nervous system to talk about this, which I really don't have right now. I really feel very bad. I'm just very basically burnout these days, guys. I'm just very tired about everything that I have to cover. But I do want to talk about this because it is exactly what I just said about Expedition 33. So in Expedition 33, and I really hope you guys try to understand me correctly here. In Expedition 33, we see a game that, makes you feel something, the game that is very deep, and the game that touched a lot of people in a very good way. We know that. We know that. So I don't need to explain again why Expedition 33 is so good. It just has a lot of meaning and substance, and people felt real interesting and very good emotions. They felt like they're human again because they're no longer feeling like they have to live in the today's everyday life, whatever. Just took you out of it. It was true escapism and everything that's good about it, all of that. And it was used also as an art form, so it's a lot of art into it, and art is expression of love and creation. So art inherently is something good, especially when when it starts from love. That's the source. You love something, want to create something good and meaningful that has substance. But what we saw in the trailer for this game was, again, of course, it's an art, but it comes from not the good and loving place at all. Some people may argue with that, but I mean, you as an artist or someone that wants to bring stories forward, uh, what you bring forward is an expression of you innerly. And I know that because I'm an artist in many ways. I can draw, paint, write poetry, write whatever. A lot of artistic stuff I can do, okay? And everything that I want to bring to life in general, and even if I am writing a story, is always going to be a story that is, interesting with action, but also with a lot of meaning, because that is how I grew up with. I grew up with things that had a lot of substance and meaning, and that is actually what it stays with you up to the end of your life. The good things, the meaning, all of that. So when I see something like this in an art form, I mean the depiction of so many horrible things happening on the screen, and when people are comparing those things as well, because this is multi-layered thing that I'm trying to explain here. It's not one thing, it's multi-layered. So people are automatically comparing what we saw in that trailer, the depictions of all kinds of acts, also sexual acts, you know, committed in front of this guy that's dying and all of that. Those things that are shown here, uh, they are not the same as what you can see in Mortal Kombat, because people also compare it to Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat is one of the most violent games that you can ever see. You know, you have people split into two, guts and gore, you know what it is. But a lot of people have no issues with Mortal Kombat, but they have issues with this game. I mean, we don't know how the game's gonna be. We don't know actually how many things are gonna be depicted in the game. Maybe more, maybe less. We don't know. We don't know. We haven't seen the game. We just see the trailer. So I'm just gonna talk about mainly about the trailer. Okay. I mean, some people did say that in some of the older games, in their previous game, Baldur's Gate, of course, there's some weird stuff and sexual stuff, and even with the bear, whatever. Okay. I mean, acknowledged. But that's not the point. I'm trying to get to the point, which is very difficult. So, so what is depicted in stuff like Mortal Kombat? It is the context. The context is what's the problem here. The context matters. So in Mortal Kombat, this is in the context of a combat. So a combat, a war could be very brutal, and it's in this cartoony manner. It's about entertainment without putting any meaning behind it. You know, it's like when you have the differences between this is very weird analogy, but you know how you have an arcade game, like an arcade racing game, and you're racing with a car, and it's like arcade is not realistic. It's just for the fun of racing, and the mechanics are not realistic. That they're not supposed to be realistic. You're just driving the car, whatever, all the physics and whatever are there, but it's not supposed to be like a to emulate the real driving experience. But then you have games that actually are meant to emulate the real driving experience. I mean, that's the difference in analogy of one type of violence and one type of violence and sexual content. So with Mortal Kombat, it's the archaic part, the arcadey part, where it's not realistic, it's kind of funny even. It's in the context of a battle, so nobody cares. I mean, there's a tournament in another world and whatever. You know, it's nothing that has any connection to actual reality. It's just very out there fantasy, and it's supposed to be very fun, so to speak. And you don't take it innerly as something serious at all. You just don't. I played Mortal Kombat when I was a little kid with the Sega games, and you see the pixelated blood splashing everywhere. And my brain sees that as a kid and totally dismisses it as nothing. It does not connect it to real things. And games are not supposed to be connected to anything real, but just like movies, sometimes when you depict certain things that mean something in reality and the context is so much worse, that's what makes it different. So what we see here in the trailer of Divinity is not only this ritual that's a pagan ritual, not only their sexual acts committed in front of it. Some people say, I mean, I watched some parts of it and I immediately stopped it, like I'm supposed to do when I see something that I don't like, of course. But I saw the sexual act. Some people say that there were kids there, and that I don't know. I'm not sure. I just can't talk about what I saw, but that's enough, because even if there's something worse after that, I mean, I saw the end that this fire pit consumed everybody. Basically, evil killed evil and something like that. Okay, great, evil killed evil, but uh, when you have to go that far to depict such a thing that is actually a demonic ritual of sorts, now we have another context that's the worst context possible. You know, we have all kinds of acts committed in very bad ways that expresses demonic codes and stuff. which are things that are happening in actual reality, unfortunately. This is not Mortal Kombat, it's not fantasy world, it's something that happens and did happen, and you're depicting it in a game that's supposed to be art, and you're choosing to show this. It's the same issue that I have with Spartacus, the way that everything was shown in the series. Totally pooped on all the meaning that was supposed to be there about Spartacus and his torment, about his wife and whatever. And the next scene, he's effing everybody because he's commanded to do so, and diminished the impact of his suffering. And you're like, what? We're not supposed to see heroes depicted this way. Now that's different because he's a hero. I mean, it's a different topic, but it's the same depravity on the screen that was emphasized to 11. There's many ways to depict horrible things happening, but when you go to the very explicit ends, like the extremes, then it's different. Then a line is crossed. A line is crossed. And in gaming, which is supposed to be art and entertainment, even though the other argument that I'm gonna hear is about being an adult and this is adult content, and the fact that we are adults doesn't mean that we have to be still exposed to such things. And yes, you can turn it off and not play the game. It's not for me. Fine, of course it's not for me. Okay, I agree with that. Okay, but still, you're putting something out there for people to consume that is just not good for the psyche. It's just not. It's just not. That's a thing. Even if you don't go, I mean, some people are religious, some people are not religious. Even if you forget about the religious thing, there are certainly something things that are so bad, when they're seen with your eyes, that even if they're not real, that's not live action, it's still bad. It's still bad for your psyche, and it goes to evil rounds of depiction that I don't think it's needed in anything. And I think that there's certain amounts of taste that you have to apply, like what's the word for that? Not taste exactly, but some kind of a well, not
Class.
okay, class is not exactly class, but
Like classy.
okay, I mean, you can use classy. I'm just looking for another word, that you have to have some kind of a principles to not go in certain places. And animators had to work on every single frame of this. Like, imagine that you had to put that on screen. And in the past few days, people are actually neurotic. I watched Neurotic. He was talking about the Supergirl trailer, how animators had to actually animate how the dog peed on the newspaper,
Yep.
to lift his leg, to somehow probably animate his doggy pee pee, and for that pee pee to pee on the newspaper. Like, imagine that. So, and that's very disrespectful to Superman. But the point again is a matter of principle here, that animators had to go and do that to themselves. Oh my God. I'm gonna give you a quick example. So I used to work as a designer of mugs, t-shirts, whatever, a while ago, and some people wanted to print horrible things on their t-shirts. And they never actually went through to make the order, but I can see the files that are uploaded on the site. So I'm clicking one day to go through the archive of the site, and I see open gut of a human being, like literally like an operation. It's a surgery, and somebody took a picture of somebody's insides, and that was on the site. That was on the freaking site, and I was shocked. Like, imagine my stress. I was going through things. I see that. I mean, people are sick. Like, what are you doing? Why do you test this design on a t-shirt? And I had the decision making, the prerogative to choose what to do and what not to do. I mean, what orders to take. And when I saw that, I pretty much got traumatized, in that moment. I didn't expect to see that. Then a guy wanted a penis printed on a t-shirt, like down below, so it looks like his belt squished it. Like, can you imagine this thing? And I will never forget that. Just never. And my boss is like, Gary, don't worry, you don't need to do this. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna cancel the order. Thank you. So these things, even though they're meant for adults and whatever, when you see that in a game, I'm like, what are you doing? Why can't we have games that, depict like either like super fun things, something epic? I'm okay with God of War, blood and gore. I'm okay with anything else that's blood and gore, even sex scenes in God of War. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with everything. I'm just not okay with this because this is demonic by definition. It is depiction of demonic things. Can we just not go to the far extremes of horribleness of humanity? Can we just skip like that part? I just use another context or whatever. Why is so cool to like cross all the lines possible and have no moral principles about anything and be so cool if you do it? Just, you know, this is kind of like losing our humanity and saying that everything goes and we don't need to have any boundaries whatsoever. We don't need to have, you know, any principles. Just break all the principles. It's a game. You can show anything there. Like, why would you want to show something like that? You can show, half of it. I mean, you can burn a guy on a stake. We saw that many times. You don't need to get into the demonic territory because it's one thing if you just show somebody burning on the on the stake, whatever, for a second there. You know what's happening. You don't need the full explicit content of how he's burning for whatever minutes it is, how he's screaming on the top of his lungs. It's not only that, but the man is dying this horrible way, and all of a sudden you see a sex scene in front of it. Like, this is absolutely abhorrent and disgusting and evil. Like, this is evil. Like, evil is dripping from the screen, and then you see the image at the end, which is like evil incarnate. Is supposed to be like that because evil does lead to evil. So the only good moral of the story here, haha, moral, lesson of this trailer is that evil leads to more evil. Evil consumes everybody. So even if you think that you're so cool by doing something horrible, eventually, somehow, evil will also turn on you, and you're also gonna get it. But again, guys, I don't think that we need the explicit. That's my point. The absolute extreme of explicit content to prove any points. We don't need to do that. That's too much for entertainment. Too much for gaming. It's too much. I'm still gonna skip it. I mean, I'm gonna skip it anyway because these games in general, like type of a games, are not fun for me. I rather play something like Expedition 33, an action RPG that's third person and with normal fighting, whatever. But that's besides the point. So yeah, I made my point. I heard many arguments for it and against it, but most people on the internet do not focus on the actual issue here, the context. They cannot make, and that's my problem as well with things today in general, that people don't have any basis. I mean, they don't have any understanding about what is the difference between Mortal Kombat violence because it's so graphic and this. Again, the difference is context, why something is happening on the screen, and is this based on something real? Like, for the exact same way, I don't want to see people getting aped on the screen and calling it an art and a game. I don't think the depravity that to such an extent is still should be considered something that is art, and for me it should not be included in entertainment. That's it. That's an extreme to the extreme. There's so many things that you can do before ever you have to go to such an extremes like Mortal Kombat, and you'll be perfectly fine, and your psyche will not remember it as something bad. It's gonna just dismiss it as fun, and you're never gonna connect it to real life. But again, I want to be understood completely correct, which I'm not gonna be, I know, but but this is based on real demonic stuff, and I just don't want to see that in any game or a movie. I mean, even when I watched Vikings with that blood eagle ritual, I understand that it's a pagan ritual still, it's disgusting still, but I understand. I mean, why is done, and I understand why this is done. But the point is that that's not demonic. That is just something that people did. I mean, it's disgusting. It's still very evil. But again, the context and the intent behind it is not to make you feel like you're violated by a demon. It's made to, it's meant to see that these people had these ways and they did this and it was horrible. It was not okay. They still did it, but it's not about demons and being demonic. It's about punishment. And this is still about punishment, but in a very evil way, that everything is very openly evil and intentionally evil. It's not just about you think that you're correct and you punish somebody by splitting their back open. It's about literally everything evil and deprived that a human being can achieve and can do to another. So it's here and there slight things that are different, but it's enough to actually make a whole lot of difference in terms of how this is depicted. So Tsunami, please tell me what you think. I'm very exhausted talking about this. This is very exhausting for me. So please tell me what
Um,
you think. I'm gonna shut
I,
up now. I'm gonna rest. Thank you.
I will keep it very very tight and succinct. I disagree. I'm not going to get like too deep into the weeds with it. As someone that grew up through the so-called satanic panic back in the day, I've seen this kind of thing before. I understand that you have personal opinions that are against this, and I absolutely understand why you're saying it. I would also make the warning that the more that people are like, don't do this, the more people are going to be curious to go towards exactly that. For what they showed itself, it's brilliant marketing from the statue to what they showed. They're going to get everyone talking about it. It's going to do exactly as intended. And I don't really think Larian cares. They want their dark fantasy and they're going to get their dark fantasy. Is this my particular genre of games? No. But I can absolutely tell what they're doing. It's the difference between like easy listening music and heavy metal. And this is definitely the most metal of metal. And they're going to win in the end. I think what's going to end up happening. They're going to craft a story around that, and this is going to give gravity to what they were trying to show. Like this is the kind of evil you, the hero, are fighting against, etc. And no matter what, it's going to craft conversations for a while now. So I think Larian super smart. That's
Okay.
it.
Well, you still didn't touch upon what I said. You said totally different things. I mean, I agree
Mm,
that this is smart and whatever. I don't think that should be this way, but I think that, I mean, I agree that this is brilliant marketing. I agree with everything that you said pretty much. My point is totally entirely different. It's on principle.
Right, and I understand what you're saying, and you're running it on principles, and this is an artistic form. This is exactly why the movie, like those Saw movies and that Hostel movie, there's an audience out there. There's an appetite for this, and you may morally be against it, but like it still exists out there. They see it completely differently. They're like, stop bringing, and they're going to bring up religion. Stop bringing your religion or your personal morals into it. It's a video game to me. Whether it's Mortal Kombat or it's fucking demons and demonic ceremonies, they're going to make the argument against it. And I think you said it really well. Like, I just paused it. I stopped watching it. Yeah, like, if you're not into it, just don't watch it. The team over at Larian is, they don't really give a fuck. I think they're riding on their high horse. They've been a consistently pretty dark studio. They're not afraid to deal with really ugly stuff, and I think they're using it to their advantage right now. So I see where you're going with it. I see like why you're against it, but I also see why they're doing it, and I think it's going to work out for them in the long run. Did I address your what you said more?
Um, I think that I'm usually getting into stuff very deeply, and just people cannot assimilate that. But I don't think that the argument about uh, I mean, I don't like this condescending tone on people because I already heard it online, you know, how
Well,
you're bringing your personal, it's not my personal thing. If you grow up with some moral principles in general, like for a whole nation or in general what is good is what's evil and how far we should take something, I think those are like good principles to live by, and what's art and what's not is well, and what should be, I mean, what should be art, what's not, what's not, yeah, what should not be art in the end of the day. It's not like my thing. It's what a lot of people, a lot of people feel this way, you know, when you have some kind of a inner goodness or evil compass within you, you know, and when you see something like that, it's just, I think you just crossed my line, but not only my line, like a line to many people's lines. It's not just my personal thing. And many people
Right.
will not be even many people not is gonna are gonna be literally afraid to say that this is not okay, which to me is not okay, because you know, why are we not having any, like, any boundaries about anything anymore? Is that good for society to have no boundaries and to say anything goes? Who cares? That is like a slippery slope to where it can lead to basically what I see, you know, cynical view of the world. Uh, you know, bad things are cool and whatever. This is very slippery slope of how people may think, and they defend something that is literally horrible on the screen. So, you know, sometimes, again, I said sometimes it's very good to show true evil on the screen, so you can make a point, but the way that it's shown matters. That is the difference again between the depiction of many horrible things in different movies as well. They choose not to show the complete thing that happened. They choose to move the camera away and still have emotional impact on the audience. But that shows also class. It shows, you know, respect to the audience when you're not showing the full thing. So there's many ways to do certain thing and to be an artist and to show it, and sometimes showing a restraint to not show the full picture is better, and it's you know, it has more meaning and substance to it rather than choosing to show everything and to have this shock factor. So I'm not talking about what impact they're gonna have with this, and this is a very great commercial for them. That's totally different topic. I'm just focusing on uh, us as human beings, like what are we then not going to I mean, what are we then going to stop or say, okay, this is not okay? Where do we draw the line between what's okay and what's not okay? Because it seems that there is no line anymore, and we're just gonna cross all the boundaries and say it's cool. You know, that's my problem. That's my problem.
So I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm sorry that you took it that way.
Not
But
you,
you just
not
said
you. No, no, no,
something.
not you,
Oh,
not
okay, got
you,
it, got it,
not
got it,
you.
got it.
Never you, no, not you. I'm just saying the conversation, when you read it online, it seems that it's just like when you were at school. The cool kids are condescending and annoying because some other kids do not like something and they think it's not okay. But the cool kids are like, no, it's cool, you're just lame. Yeah. I'm like, can we have a conversation like intelligent people and just discuss maybe
Sure.
pluses and minuses about this? Why
So you
why are
just said better for who? Who's
better?
decides what's better for who?
No, I just think that there should be some kind of a moral ground for all art and entertainment, that
So
is, you know, understood at least, so we are
what
not
you're
crossing
talking
everything.
about is a really like hot topic in the United States with our free speech laws. And every time, for a very good reason, someone goes ahead and on a moral standing, they take up a fight against, like, hey, guys, this is a little too much. There's someone waiting right behind them to go ahead and fucking use this moment to go ahead and start censorship. So you mentioned slippery slope. It works in the opposite direction too.
Yeah, yeah, I
And I
know.
think like I'd rather just turn something off than be like, yeah, let's go ahead and this kind of stuff's okay, that stuff's not okay. The more we do that, the more we open ourselves up to really limiting. I'm going to say this, even though I'm not artistic in any way. We limit artistic freedoms. Is a lot of this edge lord stuff and just like marketing? Yeah, I think that's what's going on here. But do I want to stand in the way of that versus like just like okay, it's not for me? No, I'm going to go ahead and stand the side of like you guys do whatever the hell it is you want within reason, and that's that. If you want to go ahead and show the evil of what you're supposed to be fighting against as the hero, I mean I get it. As someone who literally has done um, played games like this in reality, I can understand where they're going with it. I think they were doing a lot of shock factor type things, and I found it uncomfortable. But like I understand what they're doing. And one man's opinion is getting in the way of this, starting to fucking try and censor this. It leads to all kinds of other crazy troubles.
Yeah, but I'm not the one that will say you have to censor anything. I'm not leading up to that. I'm saying as an artist in
Who
general, because
does?
there's many people that are artists out there, whatever. I mean, all the people that ever do movies or shows or games, I just think that in general, we all have to have like some kind of an understanding where we are willing to go, how far we're willing to go with the art stuff and what's okay, what's not. I'm not saying censor anything. Don't censor it. Don't censor it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we as people, can we be just like a bit more a bit more moral
Okay,
about it?
I think I see what you're talking
You
about
know,
now.
I'm
This
not
is
talking,
more.
yeah, it's about the
You're making a
personal
comment not about the
decisions.
game. You're talking about society in general, where
Yes,
all of a
yes.
sudden,
Yeah.
okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood you.
Yeah, I know. I
I
know.
thought we are still talking about the game. You're talking more. This is a philosophical question about society as a whole.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. This
Mhm.
is exactly that. That's what I mean. I will never say censor anything. I will never
I
say that.
apologize. I 100% misread what you were doing here, and I think that you just wanted to have an honest conversation about where you see society as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
at least the majority of whatever you see, from Twitter and whatnot. Western civilization, Eastern civilization, doesn't matter. Where are we at as a people where this kind of stuff is our go-to, or we think it's acceptable? I apologize. I misunderstood where you were going with this, and now I really feel like I'm locked into what you're talking about. You
Yes.
were making an argument against society as a whole, not
Yes.
necessarily what was in this game.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you.
Cool. Got it.
Thank you.
All right, chat, if I explain that well, please say something, because I'm not the most eloquent orator. So if you guys understand where she's coming from, I think that commentary from chat would be super interesting right now. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. Uh, this is always such a tricky thing because like seeing stuff like torture specifically is super uncomfortable for people who have never really seen it. Ape or grape, as you mentioned it before, when it's depicted, it's like, is this too much? Is it not enough? So on and so forth. And people always get pretty like upset about this kind of stuff. So I see where you're going with it now.
Thank you. Thank you. So maybe when I put that into a video, I will start with your commentary so people understand me right from the get-go. So
Sure. No, I think it's a really interesting topic, and you're not framing it the way like I've been kind of paying attention in the background to what's happening. Again, I don't tweet or Twitter, so like I don't keep up with that, but I do watch videos here and there of what people thought of it. And this is one of those times where the so-called woke right's going to come out in force. The woke left is going to go ahead and use this as a means to poke the woke right. And then people in the middle are just going to be like having arguments about free speech, artistic expression, et cetera, so on and so forth. But your argument is not that at all.
yeah.
It has nothing to do with that. It is literally like, fine, artists can do whatever, but like, where did we come to in society, like in the world overall, where this is the kind of stuff that's palatable to people?
Exactly. That's what I meant. Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
got it. I figured it out.
Thank you so.
And yeah, like, sure, no. Like, I'm glad that I was able to, parse through that and put it in a hopefully a little bit more appetizing way for chats to go ahead and discuss it. But yeah, I think chat. Moving on, you guys have heard from both of us. Obviously, I think metal, and she's talking about something completely differently than that. So I don't know if we're even talking about the game anymore. What are your guys' thoughts on this? I think it would be a good transition right now, Empress.
Yes, continue. I mean, people have to catch up with actually your explanation now. So if you have anything to say, guys, maybe now you understand me better since Tsunami just explained it. So go ahead. We have not very much time. So if you want to say something, say
Sure.
it. Read whatever we have right now, though.
I'll read through the previous chats, and that's enough time for you guys in chat out there. Please drop comments, and then, of course, if you're watching this video on VOD later on, leave comments down there, and this could be possibly a continuing conversation, I think. Anywho's, I'm sorry, Thomas is out for the night. Thomas, it was a bear, it was a shape-shifting druid. It was still a bear getting bear fucker. But anyways, he's going to bed. Good night, Thomas.
Good
Nice
night.
having you around. Truth says, Divinity trailer reminds me of why I don't watch Saw. I do enjoy violence, but not suffering. Agreed. Lord Dragneel in the house. What's up?
Hey.
Avernum. Hello, Avernum. The problem I have with the Divinity trailer is YouTube's double standards. If I made an animation like that and uploaded it to YouTube, my account would be nuked, but it's fine for Larian. That's actually some interesting commentary right there.
That's another topic, but it's true. I mean, it's the same thing with me when I try to create the trailers for OnlyFans when I talked about just normal topics and I'm fully dressed. I'm just talking about stuff, and they're saying that I can't talk about that, and I'm getting a channel warning. But all of a
Right.
sudden, you get into YouTube search a guy that shakes his gedonk in front of the camera full frontal. I'm like, what is happening here? And why do we have a not for children and for children content on YouTube? I'm always marking my content not for children. So why is this not marketed to adults from the get-go? Why I'm still censored when I say freaking X in a car? Who cares
Yeah,
about
I
X in a
agree.
car?
That's
Whatever.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Truth says, unfortunately, Doom has a lot of them. Vernum says, truth, the rule change focuses on realistic depictions of humans, not demons, and in Doom, you do not ritually sacrifice anyone during an orgy while zooming in on the screaming dude in the fire. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, there was a lot going on there. Sorry, the chat jumped on me. Uh, sorry, chat just jumped on me. Okay, cool. Thomas says, oh, it's too hot to sleep. It's 18 Celsius. Okay, welcome back, Thomas.
Yes.
True says, lady, you yapped. True. She had a lot to say. Obviously, it was bothering her. Avernum says, I kind of agree with that, implying the horror parts leave a deeper mark on the viewer because they have to think about what just happened and let imagination fill in the gaps. This trailer left nothing in the imagination. I
Mm,
think
mm,
that's exactly what they wanted to do personally.
exactly. A shock value that is, I mean, shock value is often considered very cheap because when you just shock people, okay, anybody can shock people, but the point is there any substance to that, and why do you chose to show it this way rather than another way that could be more impactful or more meaningful if you just didn't go for the full on thing? Like, continue.
Sure. Truth says it's okay to live by those principles, but it's not going to apply to everything or everyone. Yes, a bad thing is a bad thing. Nothing can change that. True. Kyle B in the house. What's up, Kyle B? I want a choice if I see something or not. That is what having a rating for a game or movie like PG or R censorship comes from both sides. Also true. Logan in the house. Despite artistical limitations, you have to use the big words, the creators of shows like Batman, the animated series, and Spider-Man, the animated series, for example, created great shows. They even said that those limitations urged them to get more creative.
Ah,
True.
good. That's a good thing.
Kyle says, and that Satanic Panic was a doozy. I saw that crap too. It wasn't a good time. Yeah, like this is a whole. So having lived through it and remembering the whole like having to mark records and everything else and where they wanted to go with things, all the Puritans came out of the fucking woodwork and were about to fucking like neuter everything under the sun. So it was kind of like scary. Maybe from personal experience, that's where wisdom on my part is coming in, where I'm like, yeah, this is a dangerous road to go down. But she changed the context completely, so I'm really curious what you think about how she's kind of reframed this in a different way, where it's
Mhm.
not necessarily about the actual medium now. It's more about like where are we at as a society, which I don't know if any of you guys signed up for philosophical nonsense, but I think it's kind of fun. David Chapman in the house. This is certainly something that makes a very interesting conversation to understand different people's different opinions, etc. Great, David. Thank you and
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you.
And of subculture in the house still, and can be difficult to express via text message, etc. Very true, David. Having that little paragraph to try and get your thoughts across, and then furiously like type as you know, I'm at an advantageous position where I can just kind of talk, and of course she can as well. So I understand the frustrations of text, but I think that the comment section afterwards leaves you the ability to put a more fleshed out version of what it is that you were thinking, where you're not on a timetable. That also can keep the conversation going and set up newer videos, or possibly where if there's enough interest, everyone's like, hey, maybe we need to open up phone lines, things like that, etc. I'm not saying that's going to happen here. I'm just saying like that's a possibility for you.
Oh yes, and last one from
Uh,
Avernum, and then I have to close the stream, guys. I gotta go.
All right. Veronome says, to be fair, that's quote unquote where we are as society is an important question, unless we want another Weimar Republic and its immediate consequences.
Okay, and men of subculture pull the chair.
You asshole! We were all serious and shit. You had to go and pull out the cuck chair.
Yeah. Okay, Truth. Have a great day. Have a great day. So yeah, Logan actually made a great point that, you know, when you're limited and have to not show explicit content on the screen, you could get a lot more creative and actually do a lot better and turn this around to where you can actually show truly that evil is bad and not imply that, oh, this is so cool and if you don't like this, you suck. So yeah, that's my point. I mean, I appreciate any artists that are trying to create anything. It's just that where we are in society, literally, where artists and normal people and whoever, whatever, the whole society, no matter from where you're hailing at, like from whatever industry you're from, we get to the point where everything is normalized now, even the worst things possible, and we dismiss that they actually do have an effect on your psyche and your mental state, and sometimes in your spiritual state, even if you don't believe in anything. I think that some people should read more books in general, but that's another topic. So you don't just have the materialistic view of the world, because that is very limiting, actually.
He's very loud, by the way.
Well,
It is
golf.
disturbing ASMR.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can graphically hear that. That's more disturbing than the topic we were just discussing.
I'm sorry. So, I mean, Gold is making sounds with the licking?
Yes. No, you're gonna ruin this segment. Don't clip this. Re-say it if you need to.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. GOTY, gotta put
Avernum
you...
says I can hear my eardrums getting licked. Yes.
Sorry about that,
Man of
guys.
subculture for a 2 with the cuck chair as his chat. Fantastic.
Thank you so much, man of culture. Goldie made me all
Oh my
red.
God, Thomas, clip it, please. Holy shit.
No, don't clip it. Don't clip it.
It was so bad. You were trying so hard to be serious, and I was like plugging my nose. I was trying so hard not to laugh.
Oh.
All
Okay.
right. Kyle B says, I've come to the conclusion there is only one rule in the universe, and that rule is don't force your will on another.
Oh God, he made me so red
That's
here.
interesting.
One word in the universe and what? One in the universe, and that rule is
That
don't
one
force.
rule in the universe, and that rule is
Ah.
don't force your will on another.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, I do agree with that. Don't force your will on another. Yeah, never do
Oh,
that.
well said.
Yeah, well said.
That's our like showstopper.
Exactly. I mean, I do think that we have to have universally accepted good and evil principles in general for the good of society, because, you know, good and evil principles, to have that could be proved, and it is proved with time what is good and what is bad. So it's not just...
And if subculture wants his fan service muscle show.
Okay. Okay. Here it is, although I'm with the jacket because it's super cold right now.
And if subculture, we have an idea for your fan service that we've been talking about, and I think you're going to be very happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We do have.
It's got to do with Laura Croft.
Yeah, Vernon, he just got his balls removed, unfortunately. Okay, I'm gonna take a 2 minutes break. I gotta fix what Goldie did to me. And I'm gonna be back, so feel free to be fluffy and talk for a second.
Okay, I'll be fluffy with the chat.
Here's the fan service. That's it.
That's a lucky dog. Wait, no, he just got. Oh yeah, true Avernum. Yes, man of subculture. So I had an idea. Chat, are you guys listening in? Get ones in chat if you guys are listening in for an idea. And the fact that I get to talk to you guys directly like this without having other topics is kind of important. Drop some ones in the chat. Let me know if you guys are listening in. I have an idea. I need your guys' help. All right, at least David's listening in. Laura Croft, yes. No, bro, I've got an idea. Bro, one's in the chat, man of subculture. You're horrible at this. Roadkill in the house. Nice. Okay. Let me get like 2 more, and then I'll know at least some people are listening, so you guys can help me brainstorm. Standing by, standing by, standing by. What's up, 15 watching, 10 likes? Dude, I'm French. I don't understand. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You did like lots of heavy lifting tonight, man of subculture. All right, fuck it. I don't think anyone else is gonna play ball, and she's gonna just go fix her makeup. Okay, so here's my idea, chat. Gaming journalism, bunch of fucking bullshit. They're always constantly trying to fucking like neuter fucking stuff and fucking sanitize it so we can't see women doing women things. And Laura Croft has come up recently. Happened to watch another fitness channel, and I had an idea. My idea was, why don't we take Empress, who is into fitness already, and literally prove in videos, maybe 5 to 10 minutes in length, that she could do Laura Croft type things where she shows, hey, here's an idea. Okay, girls have to be fucking giant muscle-bound monsters to do things like pull-ups and climb up over roofs and gymnastics, etc., so on and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and show you, and then she's going to do a brief segment where she's actually does the workout, shows a positive workout, like whatever, to like lead her towards a goal. My base idea is a pull-up, all right? So it's not really anything crazy, but like girl does pull-up, 5-minute video, but at the end of it, she does the pull-up once she's achieved the goal in Laura Croft cosplay. Yes, exact men of culture. Yeah, men of subculture. Exactly that. It's exactly that. But I want to put it into a very short form video. Well, not so short, but like a shorter form video, maybe 5 to 10 minutes in length, where she's like, hey, Laura Croft, people are saying you can't do that with boobs. You can't do that with hips.
Oh my
You have
God.
to have bigger shoulders, etc., so on and so forth. And what she does is absolutely fucking trounces the journos by being like, well, here I am, etc., so on, so fucking forth. She puts on the fucking gym clothies. She's like, yo, this is what I'm going to do to be able to work up towards doing this move. And then she shows, hey, game journos, go fuck yourself. I literally just did this shit in front of you. By the way, for the fans out there, now let's see me do it in Laura's clothes. She dresses up like fucking Laura. Gooners get their gooner material. Women get to see some sort of a workout video and a realistic person who does not look like a fucking gym monster doing the thing. Cosplayers get to see someone that's actually cosplaying but is functionally able to do the move as well. Video ends, bing bang boom, idea. What do you guys think?
Yeah. What do you guys think? So.
Obviously, man of subculture likes it. Roadkill, not a bad idea at all. Nice. Roadkill knows too. The like women that can do a pull-up specifically for you, you know your background, like that's a huge deal. And like that's very difficult for a lot of women that were not in your previous line of work. So I think it's fucking going somewhere. But to get her to dress up like one of these characters, how many characters does this open her up for? Bayonetta, Flippy Spinnies, all the fucking stuff? I don't know, dude.
Yeah, as long
Avernum
as.
says this reminds me of the dude who did the Saitama workout challenges.
Oh.
It would be something exactly like that, but because it hits on her OnlyFans content already, she does fitness work over there. It hits on gaming, and this literally opens her up. What do you mean? What about the pull up, David Chapman? This literally opens her up to be able to go ahead and prove, hey, guess what? Games journos, I've got boobs, I've got a butt, look what I can do. And it would literally shut them the fuck down.
Yes, I have a butt. It's that's news.
Proof or
What?
lies. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, but that's the idea, guys. I was sitting around. If any of you are interested in the origin story of this, um, believe it or not, this fat old drunk actually watches fitness stuff every now and again. I happened upon a channel about 6 years ago called The Bioneer, and he's a very like functional fitness type fucking dude. He's also a massive Batman fan, and he's got like 25 videos of him being like, "Yes, Batman's fake, but what if? And how would you train for that?"
Mm-hmm. That's very cool,
Oh,
yeah.
David says, "What about the pull up on the ledge and into the handstand?"
Eh,
David, I mean, that's obviously like,
nah.
so think about this more like edging, where she would be like, "Okay, cool. Let's see if I can do a squat. Let's see if I can do a squat into a jump. Let's see if I can do a chin up. Now I'm going to do a pull up. Now I'm going to do a pull up where I can't swing my legs underneath me. Now I'm going to," and you see how the series would keep building on itself. For 5 to 10 minutes, you get to watch a completely normal woman who's an actual fucking gamer, not a fitness person who's pretending to be a gamer, an actual fucking gamer, getting the opportunity to go and do these things. And I mean, I guess it would really be driven by crowd size and interest, who would pay for the cosplays and everything else, for her to get the stuff for it, and then obviously add on to the challenge. Like, yo, I'll give you like this much amount of money if you can do the flip into the gymnast pose, which I mean, that's extremely difficult.
Yeah.
But a handstand, I don't know. I don't think that would be that difficult.
Maybe on a wall, but they have to train for that very long
That's
time
the
to
whole
pull.
point, is that you get her to start somewhere, guys, and then we crowdfund where people we drum up the excitement for it. And the idea, this is where my idea was really going, because you can watch fitness women all over the internet, it's fine, but that's all they fucking do. You can watch cosplayers all the time, but literally all they do is put on the outfit. What if you were to actually combine things and have someone that you've already known and is well established as someone who actually plays games, who actually gives a fuck about these characters, and then they do it right in fucking in front of someone's face? It would be the absolute own for you to be like, "Hey," on Twitter, "Hey, stupid journalist fuckface," and then just send the link to someone and be like, "Watch this," and then talk your shit afterwards. So, anyways, that was my idea, guys. I kind of dreamed it up yesterday morning, for reasons I was thinking about it. And I was like, I literally like I called Empress like 2 hours later, and I was like, "Hey,"
Yeah.
I did Grace Randolph voice and everything, and I was like, "I got an
So
idea."
So okay. Yeah, guys, it's gonna be difficult for me to think how to. I mean, I have to think about how to do it, then. But since Tsunami said 5 to 10 minutes, that's a lot more doable. Although for 5 to 10 minutes footage, I have to film at least 30 minutes, and then see
True.
what's gonna be left. So still a
What I
lot of
thought,
prep and
I'm
work.
sorry, since you just mentioned that, I'm going to throw this out there. Remember how you guys want to do like a movie once a month?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking once a month you would do one of these videos where you drop them.
Mm-hmm.
And that means you would have the entire month, just your normal training, etc., so on and so forth. But you would have 30 days to execute a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So you start with shit that you want to do, like a pull up, like basic ass fucking moves, nothing too special, but to do a flip or a cartwheel or other things that are associated, but you do them in cosplays too, and you use the entire 30 days to drum up money for like, yo, guys, this is my next challenge. I don't know. I started thinking about it, and then obviously I got carried away with myself. But
Yeah.
an idea out there for you.
Okay, okay. I'm thinking, contemplating, assimilating, and we'll see what's gonna happen, guys. So, to finish the stream off, food for thought, and I mean, I actually thought that what Tsunami said, explaining my point is enough, so I don't need to say anything else. That's just it, really. I mean, I said what I said, but GOTY was licking me, so he's still licking me, and that's it.
It's so loud. It's not even funny. That's like ASMR. It's gross.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, well, at least we
All
have a
good.
beautiful thing happening. I mean, a doggy loves me to death, and I love him so much. And he's an amazingly delicious baby, and now he is almost okay. So I can finally remove the comb today. I'm still like keeping it just in case, so he's not infecting his wound. But it looks very good down there, so it's healing definitely. Okay, guys, so I will try to be here tonight to play a game or to deliver news. Probably gonna be a game because I have too many things to cut off as it is in terms of videos. So I have a lot of work ahead of me. Thank you, Tsunami, for reading.
Sure thing.
And yeah, it was fun. And thank you for, to Men of Culture for being the only donor today. Still, thank you. And Joey's here. Hi. Tuning in before going to eat. Looking forward to the next Divinity. Being in Valerian from the start. Ah, okay. Well, did
You
you
should
have to?
rewatch the stream, Joey. We had thoughts on it.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you guys. Until next time with me, and thank you Tsunami. Bye, bye, bye for now.
See you, chat.
Bye, guys. Love it.
The 40K Empress leads the way as warriors of the imperium sway into realms where dangers play, where hidden minds hold sway. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Beneath the grand cathedral spires, plots twist like smoldering fires, but with her blade of pure desire, she claims the stars entire. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Through storms and battle cries, her banners pierce the darkened skies. With bolter hymns the traitor dies, as loyal warriors arise. Saints and psychers bend the flame, every world speaks her name. The Empress rules without shame, as war she does reclaim. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. The imperium we prevail. The warriors march with sacred might, their purpose burning crystal bright, to lift the throne world from its plight and guard humanity's light.